everybody, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. And I'm here today to bring you a fun, different HIIT circuit than we've done before. They're always different, but we're gonna structure today's totally different than we've done before. We're also gonna use resistance bands. If you have them, if you don't have a resistance band, you can try to make one yourself at home. Maybe you have some old suspenders around. Maybe you have a wife or a daughter who has some old tights or pantyhose. Even taking an old pair of pants that you have, like stretchy pants, and using the stretchy part to create a loop for yourself is a good option. Resistance bands are something that you probably can still find online if that's something that you're interested in. Or if you don't want to invest in that, consider going to the store and getting pantyhose. Did they sell those at the store anymore? I don't know. But just in case you don't have resistance bands, don't feel like you're going to be lacking it all in today's workout. You're still going to get some solid moves in. We have a couple different options during the resistance band leg strengthening portion to use some weights. You might even want a really light weight for when we do some Russian twists in our abs. So we're gonna do 2 different sets of the same ab moves. Today we're gonna do 45 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. I'm gonna talk you through the move right before each move comes up, so we're not gonna waste any time in today's workout. We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. So you still have plenty of time to look around, create or find your resistance band. I know I had to dig super deep underneath of the bed to find mine for today. But thank you for coming and trying something different. Make sure you have some water, turn on some of your favorite music, whatever it takes for you to feel motivated. Right now for me, that's gonna be coffee. That's gonna be the coffee. Feeling really old and challenged by the internet lately. All right, I realize it's a little bright behind me. We're just gonna do our best. Look at my feet. I'm gonna grab some water too. Seems so dark in my actual apartment that I even can't see my head. Oh yeah. You really would think that after 5 months we'd be experts, but you would be wrong if that was the way that you were thinking. So just a reminder, I fell asleep during every single lighting class I had in college. Yay! All right, so we'll just have that delightful bit of fuzziness maybe in the corner of the screen because you can at least see me now. Great. All right. You got your music going. Let's make this party happen. I'm going to turn off my air conditioning and sweat like crazy just to make sure that you can hear me properly. Make sure your bands are nearby. Most of our workout today is the ab work, so we're gonna be on the floor. But we're still gonna warm up those legs just a little bit. So let's start standing. I want you to go ahead, ground your feet into the floor. Start to pull your belly in, find some length up through the crown of your head. Just take a moment right here, opening up your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades to kiss towards each other. Fingertips stretch down towards the floor. Hips are pushing forward. We're just creating some length in our spine, coming into our breath for today. Awesome. Keep this nice lifted length that you've created. We're going to shift over to the left leg. We're just going to warm up our hip flexors a little bit by kicking back and forth. You can feel free to keep your toe pointed or flexed. You can use your arms to help you with balance. Having your hands at your hips is really going to help a lot here too. Just a couple more. Literally 2. 1. Awesome. Let's switch to the other side. Don't feel like you have to find the same range of motion that I'm finding today in any of the moves that we do. Maybe you have a larger range of motion and maybe it's smaller. You just have to do the best that you can with the body that you have today. Go ahead, put that left foot down. And remember, every day is different. Open the shoulders and chest. So roll those shoulders down and back, pull your belly in tight. Once again, find that grounding. We're gonna stand back on our left leg and just do some tick-tocks out to the side. I want you to keep your toe pointed and your foot flexed, so toe to the front of the room and foot flexed, because when we do some curtsy lunges in a little bit, this is the same form I'm going to want you to bring instead of rotating that leg out to the side. 2 more. Awesome. Switch to the opposite leg. So you're still working to find length through the crown of your head, not tilting so much side to side. You might even need to decrease your range of motion to find this lift of your chest and creating this length from your waist. Whoa. And remember, keeping your eyes focused on one spot, keeping your belly pulled in is going to help with that balance too. All right, we've got one last move. Take a second, shake it out. Feels so good already. Those buns are going to burn later. This time with your feet like a number 11. You're going to pick up that right knee, bring it out, find your range of motion and tap it down towards the back of the clock. Let's stick with that right leg for right now. Make sure you're still breathing. Make sure you're not coming into so big of a stretch for yourself that your shoulders start to come up towards your ears. I know that was starting to happen for me. You can keep a slight bend. Make sure you have some weight in the heel of your standing foot. 2 more. Was that 2? I think so. We're going to switch to the opposite side. Ooh, crunching and cracking. Yes, I'm really highlighting. I see the this delightful, what even is this, dresser of sorts? I'd love to get rid of it. Do you want it? Let me know. Okay, last 2. Ooh, very nice. Great, let's go ahead and come on down to our mats. We'll take a moment right here in Sukhasana, an easy pose. Any sort of a cross leg, or if it's really uncomfortable for you to cross your legs, maybe one or both legs out. And while we're here, just grounding those sit bones down to the floor, still really thinking about your breath, starting to come back into your abdominal engagement. We're just gonna find some shoulder rolls. Still working to keep that lift from the crown of your head. If you're having any discomfort in your lower back, take a slight little forward hinge right here. Go ahead, change the direction of those shoulder rolls. All right, we're gonna warm up the side body just a teeny bit and our backs with a little bit of a twist next. So go ahead, bring your right hand fingertips close by the base of your spine, by your glutes. Press them down into the floor, find your lift, bring your left hand over to the right side as much as possible. Before you twist, once again, use your breath to inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll those shoulders down and back. One more inhale, find your length, and exhale, come into your twist. Remember, we're just warming up, so it probably won't be as deep as it might be in a regular yoga practice. We're just warming up our body for HIIT class today. Awesome. Go ahead, walk your right hand back, bring your hand palm to the floor, lift your left arm up and stretch towards the right corner of the room. And change. Go ahead. Lift your left hand up, take your time, bring your right hand in. Let's come to the other side. Left hand comes close towards the base of your spine. Find that lifted length. Pull your belly in. Make sure you're not overarching your back, so belly tight, stretch up from your waist. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Take an inhale, stretch up through your head. Exhale, engage shoulder blades down and back. One more inhale for length, and exhale, find that twist. Just a couple breaths right here before we'll walk our right hand back. Hi, friend. All right, go ahead and walk that right hand back. Bring your palm to the floor. Inhale your left arm up. Stretch all the way towards the right corner of the room. Feel free to bend that left elbow as much as you can. Bring that stretch back to your right side as well. One more inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Yay. All right, we'll take a moment right now in cat-cow, and I'm just going to tell you about the first ab move that we're going to do today while we're here in cat-cow. Just shaking out, getting any last twists and whatnot that you feel like your body needs today. All right, so first up, we're going to go for, I like to call them lemon curls. You might call them a knee tuck crunch. Man, my mat is moving all over the place. I'm still in frame. Oakley dokley. All right, so your easier version of the knee tuck crunch is going to have your hands, palms behind you. You can even take a slight bend of your elbows and work to open that chest. So make sure you're not collapsing here. Maybe take that bend out of your elbows, press into your straightened hand palms. So you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest and then extend your legs out in front of you. Yay, really working to keep that rounding out. Keep lifting your chest. If that's too easy for you and you want to work a little bit harder, you can bring your hands up towards your chest. Still just working to really use those lower abs, those legs to pull everything in. All right, we're going to be working with 45 seconds of work, so 5 extra seconds than we've done before also, and 20 seconds of rest to really just relax. We're burning out those abs. First up is the knee tuck crunch, and then we'll hit the back. 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, so either with your hands across your chest, working to bring those knees as close towards your nose as you can. Find that extra little squeeze in. If even this with your hands on the floor is too hard for you, go ahead, do one leg at a time. If you're doing one leg at a time, I'll let you know when to switch. 3, 2, switch it out. All right, you guys. Make sure you're really working still also to be drawing your lower belly in. Might not go all the way in, it's okay. Keep breathing, doing the best that you can. Yay, we made it. All right, next up, you're gonna roll over onto your bellies. We're gonna do Supermans for the upper body. You can either extend your arms all the way out in front of you or make a nice little pillow with your hands depending on how much shape you have. Open your feet, glue them down towards the floor, kneecaps lift up, glutes engaged, and begin. So just lifting up that upper body, either with hands on the head like a pillow or arms in front of you. Just whatever you can with the body you have today. I would love to extend my arms in front of me and feel this a little bit more in my mid-back as well, but I don't have the space. Mid-back and shoulders would be so much more engaged with those arms straight. Oh well. Keep pressing the tops of the feet into the floor, squeezing those glutes. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, take your time on the way down. Yay! Next up, side oblique crunch. So come on over onto your side. Bam! All right, for this one, we're gonna have our forearm down on the ground. We're gonna lift up. Oh, sorry, we're actually gonna have our arm extended out in front of us is gonna be the easiest. Lift up and come on down. So having your arm at like a 45-degree angle in front of you, you can apply a little bit of pressure into the floor. And you really want to think about coming up with the weight in your waist, not on your hip. So if you're feeling it in your hip instead of in your waist, go ahead, roll back a little bit more and then lift up. Think about having those legs lift up instead of just having those shoulders lift up. More important to lift the legs. And if you need to take a bend in your knees to To make it easier for yourself, you go for it. I'm just tracing a line up my legs, decreasing the space between ribs and hip. Oh my gosh, almost there. Yay! Roll over to your other side. Same move, opposite side. Oh, 10 seconds to get there. Bring that arm to a 45-degree angle in front of you. Roll over, weight is in your waist, not just on the hip. So my hip is angled to the back of the room, and here we go. Lifting it up. Using your breath, exhaling to lift, inhale to come down. Find a spot, focus your eyes, focus your mind. Work to really control on the way up and on the way down. You're reaching as far as you can. Side oblique crunch, yes. 10 more seconds right here. Totally normal if your abs are feeling pretty weak. If some of these are new moves for you today, you might need to take a break. Come back in when you can. You made it. Nice. Next up is going to be a jackknife crunch or a toe touch crunch with a leg extension. So you're going to bring your legs up, you're going to reach up towards them, and then legs go down, arms go down, everything comes back up, reach up towards those toes, adding a crunch in. Begin with that extension. Control on the way down if you need to. You can always bend your knees and just go for some toe taps towards the floor and still find that lift up towards the ceiling if you can. If you're really struggling to find that lift up towards the ceiling, then go ahead, plant your feet on the floor, crunch up, and then go ahead, bring your knees in. Do a little bit of both. Having your feet grounded can really help you access those abs if these are new moves to you and if you don't have a lot of strength there yet. Really work to be controlled here. Take your time. Time under tension. Yay! All right, next up, we've got swimmers. We're gonna roll back over onto our backs. This time we're gonna bring our legs into the move. I'm gonna turn in this direction. Okay, extend your arms in front of you. Find some space in your vertebrae and neck. Stretch from your fingers and toes and swim. So your pubic mound is pressed down towards the mat. Eyes are still down towards the floor. No extra wrinkles in your neck. Feel free to swim as fast as you want to right here. Still being in control. A big squeeze of your glutes. Can you even feel your hip flexors lifting up off of the mat? Can you lift your chest a little bit higher? We're more than halfway through. Work that low back. Last 10 seconds. Come back in. Join me here. Swim into the new year. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. All right, one more move. Sorry, 2 more moves. Next up, we've got a Russian twist. If you want to challenge yourself for this Russian twist, you can bring a weight. But we're going to do our hands a little differently. Arms extended out in front of you. Make a diamond shape with your hands. Open up that chest, lift your back, and you're just going to twist from here. If this still feels too easy for you, you can always add a little extra lean. Keep pulling that belly in, and if that's still too easy, we're staying up high, so we're not reaching down towards the floor like our normal Russian twist. You can always bring in a weight, or lift your legs up, challenge those lower abs again, right here in bridge pose. Make sure you're opening that chest. If you find that that chest is collapsing, bring those feet back down towards the floor. Focus on this big twist. Using your breath, pull your belly in again. Open your chest, engage your upper back. Okay, now we've made it to the last move. It is a forearm plank. 45 seconds of forearm plank. If you feel like you want to come out, try and find a distraction for yourself. Maybe give yourself some individual knee taps on the floor. Ping, ping. Maybe give yourself some hip dips right and left. Come on into your plank right here. Work to stack those heels on top of the balls of your feet. Find some length, shoulders away from ears, and keeping those hips in line with your shoulders, a nice straight line, so not dipping that belly towards the floor, not stretching those hips up towards the ceiling. We are more than halfway through. If you want to add a little something, something, just to distract your mind, to stay right here in this plank. Find that length again. Eyes down towards the floor, maybe a little forward. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Take a moment, send your hips back towards your heels. Stretch your fingers in front of you. Oh, little child's pose. Let's bring a big stretch to that lower back. Pull it through. Straighten your arms. Press your pubic mound down towards the floor. Up dog. Go ahead. Tuck your toes under or roll over your toes. Down dog. Just walk your hands up to your feet or your feet up to your hands. Take your time. Bring the weight into your heels and slowly roll yourself up. Okay. That was round 1 of abs, you guys. We're going to do those abs one more time, but we're going to take a nice little break in between and do some leg work. All right, I'm going to give you a solid minute to yourself. Whoa, I'm feeling a little tired. Before I came to this workout, I did my 5K training. If anyone had the opportunity to take Jen's class today, she really chatted a bit about the reminder of scheduling in your you time and feeling good about it. The same way that you would make sure that you took a shower, hopefully, at least every other day or something like that. Or the same way that you would plan to have dinner, have a cup of coffee, talk for a meeting, anything like that. Scheduling your you time and then know that you created that time for yourself and feel good about it. We're still in week 1 of the Way to Go challenge, where we're talking about establishing what you want your exercise routine to be, creating a SMART goal for yourself, something that is realistic, achievable, and timely. So not just wanting to work out, but joining me right here, right now for this awesome 45-minute workout, 3 times a week, 1 time a week, 2 times a week. You decide what works for you. Okay, where did I put that timer? It's right here, because we have a couple more rounds in round 2. But we're still gonna work with 45 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. Sorry, 20 seconds of rest, 20 seconds of rest. Let me tell you about the first move that we have here. Okay. If you have your resistance band, you're going to take your resistance band and you're going to put it around your lower legs, like above the ankle, not directly on the ankle bone, like mid shin. All right, and then separate your feet so you already feel a little bit of tension in your backs, and make sure that you have some weight in your heels. We're going to be moving side to side, so pick whichever side of the mat you'd like to start at. You're going to take 3 steps in the opposite direction. Now when you get there, your outside leg is going to tap to the back corner 3 times. Keep focusing on keeping the weight in your heels. You can challenge yourself by coming even lower in the squat. So even if you don't have a band, you can still be working here. Try to find some length, some lift, and really focus on weight in the heels so knees don't go past toes. That's move number 1. You guys ready to bang this out with me? All right, we start in 3. Take your squat position. 2, pull that belly in nice and tight, flat back. 1. So 3 steps to the right. Right leg planted, still a bend in your knee. Tap it back 3 times. Lift of the chest. 3 steps in the opposite direction. Tap it back 3 times. Make sure your weight is still on your standing leg heel. The larger step that you take, especially with your resistance band, the more challenged you're going to be. Get some work on those inner outer thighs right now. Little glutes too. So if you have the time, if it's within your personal goal, You might even think about rewinding when we finish, doing this interval a second time. Oh, wow. All right, next up we're gonna go for some clock steps. So still keeping your band around your shins, we're gonna step out to each point of the clock, out and then in. So to the front, to the corner, to the side, to the corner, and then to the back, and then we're gonna reverse directions. Oopsie doodles. All right, so front, front, side, diagonal, side all the way to the side, diagonal to the back, straight to the back. Switch it up, back, 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 diagonal. Take that little squat, right side, left side. Diagonals to the front, straight to the front. Again, front, front, corners, bam, to the side. Tap it out as wide as you can. Feel those glutes engage. Keep it up, your own pace. Just 45 seconds of work. Might already start feeling that burn. Good for you. Wow, okay, so next up we're gonna stick with that single leg clock motion. Well, with the clock motion, but just with one leg, we're gonna do double taps towards the front. Whoa, back to your breath, slow down that exhale, bring your heart rate back down. You pick which leg begins and start. Double taps, each direction. So keeping a slight bend in your standing leg. Both legs are actually working right now. Finding stability in that standing leg, really working that glute. Ooh. Find as much lift as you can. Make sure you're not leaning side to side. Limit your range of motion as you need to. Keep breathing. Pull that stomach in. Almost there. I hope you guys put on, yay! Shake it out if you need to. Other side's coming up. Same thing, other side. So ground your foot down into the floor. Bring some weight into the heel. Find a slight bend in the knee. Make sure you're not locking it out. Hands can be on hips for balance. We're gonna take a break from the band after this. Okay, 2 taps in each direction. Now you've already used this leg to stabilize, so you might notice it feels a little bit more tired than your opposite leg did when we came into our single leg repeater. Nice, really challenge that band. If you've got one, find that range of motion. You can use those arms like you're running. Hopefully dancing along with your jams. Almost there, you guys. Feel, yes, okay. All right, we're gonna get rid of our band for just a minute. Next up, we're gonna go for a reverse lunge into a calf raise. If you wanna make it a little bit more challenging, you can bring some weights and add in an overhead press. We're gonna switch legs. Reverse lunge, step it in either just a calf raise or overhead press. So reverse lunge, step it in, calf raise. As you come into these lunges, think about getting the ball of the back foot to the floor, back knee down towards the floor. Keep that lift up of your chest. Work within whatever speed you need to today. Got a couple lunges coming up. Make sure we hit the glutes from every direction. If you need to take a modification, just step it back and still press all the way up onto those toes. Beautiful. Next up is a curtsy lunge. Curtsy lunge with that side raise. Remember, we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to alternate legs. I might run out of room. If you want to, you can add in a bicep curl with your curtsy lunge. Side leg raise, plant it down. Curtsy lunge, side leg raise. So your toes are still flexed. Restarted. Your toes are still flexed. Extending through that heel. when you come into this curtsy lunge, I really want you to think about hips staying forward, like your hips are high beams on a car. Oh my gosh, doing so many things at once makes talking hard. Even if you have no weights, you can still make that squeeze of your biceps if you want to right here. Nice. Almost there. Keep it up. Still bringing that back knee down to the floor. Yay! All right, next up we have mountain walking. So, monster walking, I mean. Oh my gosh, so bring that band back on. We're gonna monster walk and then do a side lunge. So monster walk, step it in, side lunge, begin. Switch feet each time. Side lunge, begin. So even if you don't have a band, you can think about maybe coming a little bit lower, staying low here in our monster walk, forward and back. As you come into that side lunge, weights coming into your heels, glutes are stretching to the back of the room, making sure those knees don't go past your toes. It's a pretty narrow lunge stance here, so be smart for your body today. Nice. All right, we're going to move these bands back down to our shins. Next up, we're going to go for some runners, which is basically similar to our clock step, except this time we're just going to repeat with one leg towards the back corner and in. That's the whole move. So keeping that bend in your opposite knee, begin. You can work a little bit faster in this one than we did in some of the others. Super normal for your band to just start moving. Make sure that you're really pressing back. A little push through the heel also as that toe comes down towards the floor. Man, I'm missing my air conditioning right now. Feel it working that opposite glute. I hope we're almost there. We just got the left side and squats. All right, shake it out. Ooh, whatever feels good. Maybe a little march, little dance. Shake, shake, shake. Get ready to plant your opposite foot down. Step back to the back corner. Ground your foot to the floor. Heel, ball of the foot, pinky toe side. Feel free to bring your hands at your waist or use your hands. Running. Press back gently. Pull that belly in. Make sure it's not hanging out. You got a slight little forward hinge happening here. Make sure the weight's in your standing leg heel. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Ready to hit the floor, I tell you what. Bring that weight back to your heel, don't let it creep forward. Keep going as long as you can, you're so close. Yes. All right, you're gonna bring that band up to just above the knee. Next up, we've just got some squats. So open those feet, a little about shoulders width distance apart. Feel some resistance on that band. You can have your hands at your hips. You can have your hands at your heart center. We're going to just squat down, lift up, squeeze your glutes, press forward, begin. The bands are really great also if you notice that when you do squats that you have trouble keeping your knees in line behind your toes, finding that extra strength for your inner and outer thighs right here to create a little bit more stability. Ooh. Find that challenge with your arms that works best for you. Keep that chin in line with your chest. We're just having some fun here, you guys. Keeping the weight in your heels, hips go back. Squeeze at the top. Who forgot the squeeze at the top? I did. Okay. We made it. Get rid of your bands. Get rid of your bands. You've got another minute or so to yourself before we hit the floor. We're going to do that ab circuit one more time. Oh my gosh. Gonna reset the timer here. Oops. All right, 1 minute of you time. Keep it up. We'll bang out this last round, and then we'll already be down on the floor, and we can stretch it out. Sounds so good, right? I thought so too. Okay, so our first move as we come down to the floor is going to be, I think it's the jackknife, right? Nope. It's our lemon curls / knee tuck crunch. Coffee. Let's go, you guys. Come on down towards the floor. Get the circuit done. Let's move on with our day. Or you're going to hit rewind. You're going to do that leg portion one more time if you really want to challenge yourself to see that change. You can always come back to it later. No pressure. Oh yeah, we're sitting up. Okay, we start in 3, 2, 1. Lemon curls. Either having your hands at your shoulders, working to use that breath. Exhale. Bring those knees in towards your chest, and then bringing that lower back down to the floor as those legs extend out, or hands behind you. Taking a bend of that elbow, or if you really need to, you can always plant your feet on the floor. Not for this one. Well, maybe. No. You know what? I bet you found a modification that worked for you because we're on round 2. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Keep it up, you guys. 5 seconds left from right now. Challenge yourself these last 5 seconds. Last time you have to do this. Yay. All right, rolling over, we've got the half Superman chest raise. So your feet are staying planted. We're just working that upper body. If you can extend those arms out in front of you, extend them out. If you're limited on space, make a pillow, glue your forehead to it, squeeze your glutes and begin. Pubic mound, press down towards the floor. You're working to engage as much of your posterior chain as possible. So press the tops of your feet down. Squeeze your glutes. Let your kneecaps lift up a little bit. Use your breath. Inhale up. Maybe find an extra squeeze at the top. Exhale down. Explore your own range of motion. It's not just about speed. If you slow down, maybe you can engage just a little bit more. Squeeze those glutes, press that pubic mound down, find a little extra lift for 3, 2, 1. Great. Side oblique crunch. Roll over to the side. You're going to extend your lower arm to a 45-degree angle in front of you. Legs to the side. And begin. Here we go. So remember, oops, you might need to roll over towards your back just a little bit. So you're not just on your hips, you're on your waist, and you'll find that that will allow you to bring those legs up a little bit higher. It's like using your butt like a bike kickstand. Find that extra squeeze at the top. Decrease that space between your lower rib and your hip. Take your time and work with your breath today. 5 seconds left. Let's finish together. Nice work. Roll over, other side. We're so close. Extend that lower arm to a 45-degree angle, palm down on the floor. On your side, roll over gently towards your butt. Pull that belly in tight. Find length from your head. Relax that head a little and begin. my gosh, this reminds me of my favorite move that we haven't done in a long time. You know what? We'll bring that back next week. Feel free to apply a little bit of pressure into that hand on the floor, but focus more on lifting those legs up than just lifting your shoulders up. You can find that extra little crunch on the end with your exhale to bring your rib closer towards your hip. That extra little reach through your fingers. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we made it. Next up, we've got that jackknife crunch. Crunch with a leg lift. Reaching up to or past those toes. If you need to, you can bend your knees. Oh, this was the one where we put our feet on the floor. If you can't, find that lift right here with your legs lifted, and then you can always come into your crunch, showing that modification first. So you're, no matter what, you're pulling that belly in nice and tight, belly button back towards your spine, lower back glued down towards the mat, only bringing those heels as close towards the floor as you can while still having that grounded contact. It's not a race, so take your time. Really work to exhale, find that lift. Maybe even hold it for a second. Almost there. Yay! Next up, we've got those swimmers. So roll over onto your bellies. Extend your arms out in front of you. Eyes down towards the floor. Neutral spine, no wrinkles in your neck. Chin slightly tucked. Squeeze your glutes, press your pubic mound down, and begin. See how much you can lift that chest up too. Remember, you're working your back here. You're not just flailing your arms in the air. So you're working to get that chest lifted. Maybe working to get those hip flexors off the floor. Feeling that squeeze right there in that low back. Eyes still down towards the floor. I'm using my breath to exhale and still come up just a little bit higher each time. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, oh my gosh. Okay, roll over onto your butts. Coming onto that Russian twist. Russian twist, then we got a plank. And then we're done, you guys. All right, feel free to bring that weight if you wanted to have something between the diamond and your hand. Find that lean back, that rotation side to side. Belly tight, feet grounded. Opening your feet a little bit wider can help with your stability here as well. Find that extra little twist at the end. Work a little harder if you want to. Maybe lifting one leg. Make sure you're not compromising by rounding that back though, so chest is still lifted, even if you're leaning back a little bit more. If you lift one leg, just to be even, take some time, lift that other leg. We're coming to our last 10 seconds, so you can challenge yourself here. See what you can do today. You can always put those feet back down if you need to. Oh, we made it. Great. Let's roll over. Maybe give yourself a couple cat-cows as you prepare to come into your forearm plank one more time. Total body move. Find that straight line from your shoulders to your heels. Begin. If you have to be on your knees, you be on your knees. Maybe you're on your knees here long, lifting one leg up at a time. Maybe you have both legs lifted, but you're bringing one leg down. Bring those shoulders forward. Make sure you're not letting that belly sag or sending those hips up towards the ceiling. We are more than halfway. Eyes forward, keep breathing. Less than 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees down towards the floor. Bring your toes together. Open your knees, send your hips back towards your heels. Bring your forehead down towards the mat. Coming to child's pose once again. With those arms extended, you can even bring your hands palms together. Bend at the elbows and bring your fingers back towards your shoulders. You can bring your thumbs to the outside of your neck and even give yourself a nice massage. And then come back to your breath. Your breath, maybe moving your hips a little bit right and left, just working in your exhale to bring your heels a little closer towards those hips. Make sure you're not applying too much pressure on the back of your head or neck with your hands palms. You can always separate your hands and reach towards your shoulders, or if you need to, just cross your arms right here. Great, go ahead, bring yourself up into tabletop. Get your hands, palms underneath of your shoulders. Straighten your legs back behind you. Let's do a little cat-cow. Tuck your chin towards your chest, look towards your knees, towards your belly button. Take a couple breaths right here, and as you're ready, relax, release yourself down towards cow. Find that big arch in your back, pull your chin away from your chest. Find the stretch on the top of your throat. Hands, palms pressing into the floor, finger pads pressing into the floor. Even find a stretch with your eyes. Change. Feel free to move within your breath. Find the stretch that works best for you. Maybe finding a little twist, both in cat and in cow. Just working gently into those shoulders. Nice work. Go ahead, extend your right leg out towards the side. Drop your heel down. Press the outside edge of that right foot into the floor. Feel a big stretch on your inner thigh. It's going to hang out right here, keeping those hands on the floor. If your wrists are feeling tired, you can always make a knuckle. Press your fist into the floor, still working to find that flat back. As we change, we're going to draw our right leg back and then all the way over. Bring your toes down and just look towards your right foot over on the left side of your body. And change, go ahead, bring your right leg back in, give yourself a couple of cat-cows again. And then go ahead, extend your left leg out towards the side, bring your big toe down, drop your heel down, work to press the outer edge of your left foot into the floor. Maybe sink a little bit into your heels, even stretching your heels back towards your glutes to feel the big stretch on the inside of your thigh. As those heels come back, bringing the stretch a little bit more towards your outer thigh as well. Press into those knuckles, create that long length in your spine. Back engaged, belly tight, and change. Go ahead, drag that left toe over the right side of the body, and then turn and just look at your right toes. Change. Awesome. Bring your hands, palms to the floor, roll over your toes, send your hips up towards the ceiling, step your feet out really nice and wide. Go ahead, drop your weight into your heels, coming into a squat once more. Starting with your hands, palms on the floor. Shift your hands to your thighs, weight into your heels, horse pose. Drop your right shoulder down and find one more twist right here. Come back to your nice slow breath. Go ahead, drop that left shoulder down, right shoulder comes back. Go ahead, come towards the center, tuck your chin to your chest, slowly roll yourself up. Bring the weight back to your heels, inhale those arms up overhead. Bring your thumbs together, heel toe your feet back in to the center line of your body. Ground your feet down, squeeze your glutes, hips forward, stretch up towards the ceiling. Find that big stretch, feel it in that upper back. And change. Slowly, gently lower your arms down. Interlace your fingers behind your back just for a moment. Squeeze glutes, hips forward. One more time, change interlace fingers in front of you. Find that rounding of your upper back. Chin towards your chest, look down towards the floor. Once more, inhale, arms up. And exhale, come out of the stretch, however feels right for you. Feel free to give yourself a big hug as you come out. Thank yourself for making this time for you today. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining me. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we did, I hope that you'll reach out. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.